Good morning, everyone. I thought I would lead you in a few of my practice tools that I do every day to reinforce our work. And the very first thing that I feel, let me just adjust this. The very first thing that I feel is very helpful is just always to start standing. You can do it lying down. Maybe if we have time, I'll show you that later. But when you stand, you start to encourage the flow of energy upwards in the body. I want to show you what is a very common habit. Maybe you see it in yourself, maybe you feel it in yourself. And that is to do this, to sort of collapse down. But when we let the earth rise up to support us, we start to lengthen. And you can let yourself begin to feel movement. This is very, very important, right? Because when we are under stress, when we're fatigued, when we're zoomed out, we stiffen. When we start to do voice work, we stiffen because of the very big habit that we have of looking in to judge, to analyze. So I hope that this little practice session will give you some tools to keep everything moving. So I love to do pressure work, as you know, and so I wore a light shirt, so I think that you can see how my rib cage expands. So the first thing that we can do is to remember, the whole point of this is that as you do pressure work, you're stimulating the exhalation. When you release your hands, you feel a spontaneous, reflexive inhalation. Inhalation is a reflex, nothing we need to do except to open to it, and it fills us. So let me do it a few times for you, and you follow along. Elastic inward pressure on the ribs. Permitting the air to come in through the nostrils is an excellent tool to use when you're in a practice session because it will stimulate your rib cage, and that's what we want. We want to get the ribs very, very flexible, very responsive. So some of you have asked the question in your emails about inhalation. Is it better to exhale through my mouth and inhale through my nose? When you're passive, when you're passively breathing, which is not doing an exercise, you're like this. Inhalation is coming in and out through the nostrils. When you're singing, of course, or speaking, exhalation is coming out really through both, through mouth, through nostrils. This is a practice tool of closing the lips and letting air comes in. It's very nourishing. It feels so wonderful to get back in touch with your body's ability to breathe itself. Same thing with the sternum. Bit of inward pressure on the sternum, you release the hands, and air comes in. I also want to remind you that as you're permitting the inhalation to come in, the outside air, the oxygen to come in through the nostrils, you can feel coolness in your throat. That's a wonderful sign that you're keeping everything open. So, that's a great tool to use. Don't forget our tapping that we do. This is very good when you're lying down, just to enliven everything. And again, you're sensing everything in breathing is up. Exhalation is up. It's helpful to be a conductor, to use your hands to encourage this upward flow. So we have our pressure work that starts. I love whispered ah. In fact, I have a student who is recovering from COVID. She was not hospitalized, but it was a very, very severe case, so she's still sort of in a brain fog. But she said what helped her get through COVID, she now lives in Philadelphia, was doing whispered ah. So I think whispered ah is excellent. I love whispered ah because how you open determines whether the diaphragm gets engaged. And that is what is sending up your outward flow of air. So if I do this, again, you have this for the class, but if I do pushing out whispered ah, nothing happens. If I open up, lips close, spontaneous widening of my rib cage, spontaneous inhalation. Now remember, as I demonstrate, You are not to worry if you do not go on as long as I do. That is not a problem. You do as much as is comfortable for you. Beginning, it'll be very little. So I do again. Then I'm ready to work. Maybe, I'm going to say to you, let pleasure be your guide. If it feels very pleasurable and you want to continue doing whispered ahs, you do it. If you want to continue doing pressure work, you do it. Every time you do it, you're learning something new. And it's very, very beneficial. But let's rev up the motor a little bit. And let's start as we do with, we'll go back and do our hits and our voice gist, but let's start with jazzy, 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 whispered counts of 10. Now, why are we doing that? Well, it starts to get the diaphragm moving. It primes the exhalation, and that's what we want. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, you do only as much as you are able to. If it's 2 counts of 10, perfect. But the key is that you are being pulsed, you are being moved. Here we go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What are you doing here? Well, you're revving that motor, right? You're revving the interior muscles, the psoas muscles that communicate to the diaphragm. That is your vocal apparatus. That is your structural support for your whole body. So every time we're getting moved, we are stimulating that musculature. If we do this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, everything collapses down. So my face gets dulled, everything is down. I'm literally doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Everything is pushed down. So, running in place, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pausing. With that same encouragement of flow, we are going to do our hiss. This is another exercise which is wonderful to get the diaphragm moving, to get your vitality started, to do it in the morning. Again, we are not doing controlling breath, pushing out. We are moving breath. See, when you work this well, you automatically trigger reflexive inhalation. So that's the bigger picture of our work, isn't it? Is that we are triggering something that is very natural, inherent in the structure of the body that we have gotten away from. We've gotten into either not breathing or collapsing down, which is not breathing, or grabbing for breath. So this is building our strength. Pausing. Now, building even more diaphragmatic strength, I need to engage it to give enough air pressure in my lungs from that diaphragm to vibrate my vocal cords. We have to ponder that, because when we start to use our voice, whether it's in singing or speaking text, we jump high. We jump here, thinking it's something we do. Nothing is further from the truth. That is not the physiology of the body. Voice is an end result of all of this, what we would call support, breath support for the voice. If I have intention to voice this, See, it's a powerful engagement of these inner muscles. We don't do it. It happens to us. Remember again, all these muscles are unconscious, involuntary muscles. That's the specialness of this exquisite apparatus. What the great opera singer Renee Fleming says, how can I explain it to you? It's all unconscious. And then it is. But we're bringing in our work, we bring it to consciousness. Some of you write me and say how difficult it is to start to bring voice, and I totally understand that, and it's just what I said a few moments ago. Then when we go to do voice, we try to do something here. But it is not something from here, and it takes us quite a while to begin to bring our focus to a different place, to bring it into this place of energy, and really what is, again, I will say, the structure of the body. You know, so we always have to go back to what produces sound, and it's not what we think. We think we're involved somehow. The only thing we're involved in is directing the right process. So we had our jazzy whispered counts of 10. Let's do our jazzy whispered counts of 10 again. Earth is rising up underneath our feet like some sort of magic trampoline underneath our feet that's going choo 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 choo. That's what it's doing. Whispered counts of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Air comes in. Now we build strength. We will do 2 counts of 10, and for fun, let's go then into the whisper. 2 and 2, if we can. 2 voice counts of 10, 2 whispered counts of 10. You're going to hear me and use your ear to say to yourself, what is it Jean is hearing as she does it? Because that's how you start to train your ear to hearing the sound when your voice is rooted on breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pausing, air comes in. 2 counts 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here it comes in. Those of you who can, 3 voice counts of 10, followed by 2 whispers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Play around a bit. 3 counts again. How about 3 and 3? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, as much as you can do. There is no contest for how long this goes on, just showing you what is possible, because you're going to use this as a guide, but then you'll do your own practice and figure it out. Final time, 3 voice counts of 10. You're going to keep all of this energy going, followed by 3 whispers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No need to play around with the range of your voice. You can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, you see in me that reflexive inhalation gets triggered all the time. So when you're in the right way of exhaling, when you're in the sense of flow, that I do believe puts a smile on your face, because it feels so joyful to get breath moving in you. I'm working with actors and they talk about emotional freedom. What emotional freedom is this self-expression, is this movement of breath. So now you are ready to do some work with piano. And I did a little tiny test recording a few moments ago before I started this, and Indeed, there's not a delay. I probably won't sing too much with you, but at least you'll have some exercises that you have recorded. I will also try to do an MP3. So the first thing we're going to do is those 5 so's. So again, we want to get the motor going. So, 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 so. 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 Air comes in. Let's do 2 short ones and then a long one. So, 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 so. So, 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 long one. So, 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 so. So, 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 so. So, 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 so. So, 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 so. So, 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 so. So, 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 so. So, 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 so. What is happening there? Well, when I get enlivened, it's like I get pulsed. I get drummed by someone outside of me that's doing that. And what does that do? Well, that ability is the psoas muscle. It communicates to the diaphragm. The diaphragm does its magic, air pressure in the lungs, to vibrate the vocal cords. And out here, we hear those 5 so's. If I try to do those 5 so's, you would hear so, 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 so. So, 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 so. You hear how dry and dead that is? That is not a sound on breath. So, 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 so. So, 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 so. So, 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 so. You can play with that. Then we're going to put it to the keyboard. And I think you can, my experiment, you could hear the piano very nicely. So men will be here, ladies here, and we'll go so, 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 so. And because I think if I sing with you, the delay might be too much. I'm just going to play it, but we'll do the 5 so's. So, 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 so. 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 When you are in the flow of time, you get breathed. So as I keep that pulse going and that flow of the music, air is automatically coming into you. It's a very short amount, very small amount of carbon dioxide that's leaving you in the so's. That's nothing, right? So, 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 very tiny amount. By the time I play this chord and we open for the next one, so, 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 air automatically comes in. So you never have to think, oh, I have to stop, breathe before I do the next one. That's not the way the physiology is. Remember, everything I'm teaching you is just how the body works, how this amazing neurophysiology of voice works. And if you are in the flow of music, the flow of time, you get breathed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See, between every one of those, I'm getting breathed. Little carbon dioxide leaves on the exhalation. Those are the words, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Air automatically comes in. But notice, the pulse never stops. You could clap it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, just a wonderful exercise. Words are fraught. We love to say words. We love 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We like to do that. But speech is a reflex. Dia-da-bi-ba-ba. Dia-pa-bi-da-ba. That's all it is. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. very low there so that you could hear that I kept the same thing going. I told you I wasn't going to sing with you, and of course I did, right? Hopefully it will come through. But I did that because I wanted to also train your ear to hear how it is that I hear. Because at this point, for me, I never think of myself as singing. I hear something. I think that that is the musical part of brain that begins to open the more we do this work. People talk about the muse. The muse is this part of brain that it's like you hear it, you know it, and you hear it, and it tunes you before you sing. So I never am doing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2. That just isn't in my singer's vocabulary anymore, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm sure you can hear the difference. There is a tune that we do that doesn't have words, it just has la, which is a very good warm-up piece. It's a dance. It's actually a Palestinian folk dance. And the timing of it and the rhythm, which is what we want to feel in our bodies, is la 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 la. That's all it is. And if you practice that to feel time, then it's going to influence your diaphragm and the singing becomes very easy. And you don't have to worry about words because it's just la. So again, I'm not doing la 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 la. I am not doing that, am I? La 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 la. See, it's it. This is the tune. La 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 la. I'll do that again. I'll try to put on a soft pedal so the piano isn't as loud so you can hear it. La 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 la. So let's bring it up the scale. Let's do this key and then, you know, I'll sing occasionally with you. La 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 la. Pause for a second so you're not tempted to jump. And then we go la 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 la. And making those pauses there, I think, are very important because it stops us from jumping to sing, and then you're starting to be in the flow of time. So we'll do that maybe a couple of times more, and then we'll do normal. La 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 la. We pause. La 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 la. We pause again. La 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 la. La la la. La 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 la. Again, men are here, ladies here. Here we go. One more time like that. I won't sing, and then we do normal. La 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 la. La 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 la. You could float here forever. Check yourselves. Are you tanking up? Are you preparing to sing? Drop it away. Just be here. I promise you your body is breathing you. Normal now. La 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 la. Wherever breath wants to come in, you let it come in. It doesn't matter if it's in the middle of the phrase, the middle, you know, of what you're doing. Acknowledge a spontaneous inhalation. I'm giving you a tiny bit of time on la 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 la, so you don't feel rushed with it. La 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 la. Let's do one more, then we come down. For those of you with high voices that want to experiment. I'm down now. La 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 la. How about here? La 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 la. Again, notice that I am not doing la la la. I'm not singing it. It sings me. La 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 la. So I think that that is enough, and if this works out well for you, I will do another one, maybe put on some more of our songs. But I think that gives you a good way of practicing to start to integrate all this work, to start to make sense in your own body of what we've been doing. So thank you so much. I will look forward to seeing you at our next class. See you soon. Bye.